This video about fractions, we're going to be looking at multiplying improper fractions and multiplying mixed numbers. So our first example is going to be 7 over 4 by 6 over 5. So just like with proper fractions, it's a good plan to look for any cancelling opportunities first of all. So I'm having a look at my numerators and denominators to see are there any shared factors. Well, 7 doesn't share anything with any of my denominators, but 6 does. 6 and 4 have a common factor, and it's 2. And 2 into 4 goes twice, and 2 into 6 goes 3 times. And that's all the cancelling that I can do. So now I just multiply top by top, bottom by bottom, and I get 21 over 10. So the rules for multiplying proper fractions that we saw in the last video and improper fractions are pretty much exactly the same. You cancel first of all if you can, and then you multiply. Now you can see here that my answer 21 over 10 is an improper fraction, but I'm quite happy to leave it like that unless I'm asked to change it into a mixed number. And you can see here that the question that I was given, it had improper fractions in it. So an improper fraction by an improper fraction. So since they're presenting the question to me already containing improper fractions, I'm fairly happy to give my answer back as an improper fraction as well. It's like I'm kind of reflecting back to them in my answer the type of number they gave me in the question. Just watch out because the question might just say to you, write it as a mixed number. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Here's a second example. We've got 5 over 3 by 12 over 5. I'll check for cancelling opportunities first. So 5s kind of are jumping out at me there as being an option. And 5 goes into 5 once. I can also cancel with the 3 and the 12. 3 into 3 goes once. And 3 into 12 goes 4 times. And now everything that I can cancel has been cancelled. So I'll just multiply. And again, it's top by top, bottom by bottom. And on the top, I'm going to get 4, and on the bottom 1 by 1 is going to give me 1. So I've got 4 over 1, but we're not going to leave it like this. We're going to write it as just a whole number because 4 over 1 is just the number 4. And that's my final solution here. Okay, so here's a question for you to do yourselves. So we've got 9 over 4 by 10 over 6. Pause the video here and see if you can work this out, and then play and see if your answer matches mine. Okay, so first let's look for the cancelling opportunities. So 9 and 6 definitely share a factor. That's 3, and 3 goes into 9 3 times, and 3 goes into 6 twice. Is there anything else I can cancel? Well, yeah, definitely this 2 and this 10 share a factor, don't they? So 2 into 2 goes once, and 2 into 10 goes 5 times. And now I think I've cancelled everything that I can, so I'll just multiply. So again, top by top, bottom by bottom, and that's giving me 15 over 4. Just note in this question, you may have chosen different options for cancelling down, but you should still end up with the same solution as me at the end. Okay, so here's a question for you. 7 over 6 by 10 over 3. Again, pause the video here for yourself, and when you've done, play and check if you're correct. Okay, so looking for opportunities to cancel here. 7 doesn't match with anything. 10, well, 10 and 6 have a common factor of 2. 2 goes into 6 3 times, and into 10 5 times. And that's all the cancelling that's available to me at the moment. So I'm going to multiply, and I'll get 35 over 9. Okay, so both of these are improper fractions. Now, just for practice, I'd like you to see, can you change both of these into mixed numbers? Again, pause the video while you do this, and then check and see if you're correct. Okay, so don't forget to change an improper fraction into a mixed number. I just divide, so 4 into 15 goes 3 times, with the remainder of 3, so it's 3 3/4. And now 35 over 9, well, 9 goes into 35 3 times, with the remainder 8, so it's 8 over 9. So now we're going to have a look at multiplying mixed numbers. And the important thing when multiplying mixed numbers is that you should always change them to improper fractions before you multiply. If you're a bit hazy on how to do this, there's a previous video that you can go back and watch to practice if needs be. So let's look at an example. So I want to multiply 1/2 by 2 2/3. So the first thing that I'm going to do is change both of these mixed numbers into improper fractions. So just as a quick reminder of how this works, I'm going to multiply the denominator by the whole number, and then I'm going to add on the numerator. And I'll do that for both of these. So again, I'll multiply and I'll add. So 1/2, that'll be 2 by 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. That's 3 over 2. And then 2 and 2/3, that'll be 3 by 2 is 6 plus 2 is 8. So I'm multiplying by 8 over 3 there. And now I'm back to the same type of procedure as I had earlier. I look for any cancelling opportunities, I'll do those, and then I'll multiply top by top, bottom by bottom. If you want to pause this example right here and try to do that yourself, then go ahead and then play and see if you got it right. So what can I cancel? Well, 3s are an obvious target there, so 3 and 3 both cancel off, giving me 1 in each case because 3 goes into 3 once. And then 2 and 8 have a common factor of 2. So 2 goes into 2 once and into 8 4 times. And then I'll just multiply across and I'll get 4 over 1. And I'm quite happy to write this as the whole number that it is, which is just 4. So my solution this time is 4. Okay, so here's example 4. And I want to multiply 5 and 5/6 by 2 and 2 over 15. So what's the first step that I should take? Well, these are mixed numbers multiplying, so I need to change them into improper fractions first of all. So what's that going to give me? And again, if you want to pause the video here and try and do this to the end, then go ahead. Okay, so 5 and 5/6. So I'll say 6 by 5 is 30 plus 5 is 35. So that's 35 over 6 multiplied by, well, 15 by 2 is 30 plus 2 is 32. So I've got 32 over 15. Okay, so pretty big numbers here. So it's really clear that cancelling down is a good plan to begin with because 35 by 32 is pretty big. And then I'd have to go looking for factors. So that would be a total pain. So that's the advantage of cancelling down at this stage. So what do I have available to me to cancel then? Well, I can see 35 has a factor of 5 and so does 15. And 5 into 35 goes 7 times and 5 into 15 goes 3 times. And I can also cancel the 6 and the 32. So 6, sorry, no, not 6. So 2 into 6 goes 3 times and 2 into 32 goes 16 times. And that's all the cancelling that's available to me. And now I'm going to multiply. So top by top, bottom by bottom. And on the top, 7 by 16 is going to give me 112. And on the bottom, 3 by 3 will give me 9. Now notice that in my original question, I started off with 2 mixed numbers. And my answer here now is an improper fraction. So it's kind of polite again to echo the way the question was asked in your answer. So when they give you mixed numbers in the question, you give mixed numbers in the answer if appropriate. So we'll change 112 over 9 now into a mixed number. And again, pause the video for a second here and you can do that yourself. And then play and see if you're correct. So how many 9s are there in 112? Well, 9 into 11 goes once. Carry my 2. 9 into 22 goes twice. And 4 is left over. So it's 12 and 4/9. Okay, now, so some questions for you to do yourself. So your first question is 2 and 3/7 times 1 and 3/4. Pause here and then see if you get your answer right by playing in a minute. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is change these into improper fractions. So 2 and 3/7 is 17 over 7 and 1 and 3/4 is 7 over 4. I'm going to cancel. The 7s are the obvious target here, and 7 into 7 goes once. Nothing else available to cancel down. I'll multiply across top by top, bottom by bottom, and I'll get 17 over 4. My question was given to me with mixed numbers. I'm going to change back into mixed numbers now again at the end. So my final answer is 4 and 1/4. So here's your question 4 then, 1 and 7/8 by 2 and 2/5. Again, pause the video here and then play in a moment and see if you got your answer correct. Okay, so our first job so is to turn these into improper fractions. So we've got 15 over 8 multiplied by 12 over 5. Again, look for cancelling opportunities. So what have we got? 15 and 5 definitely have a common factor of 5. 5 goes in 3 times, 5 goes in once. And 8 and 12 have a common factor of 4. And now I've done all the cancelling that I can do, so I'm going to multiply. And that's top by top, bottom by bottom. So on the top I'm going to get 9 and on the bottom I'm going to get 2. Am I finished? Well, the question was posed with mixed numbers, so I'm going to take this improper fraction out and change it back into a mixed number. And my answer is 4 1/2.